already sinking, and that's what it feels like right now. Spurs are just the Titanic.
Yeah, because Frank said yesterday, getting this right is like turning an oil tanker, he said. Or he's like turning a sub-tanker. And unless it's like the Titanic, I don't know what he's talking about. It is a sinking ship, this project. It's already terminal. The water's filled up. There's no saving this.
Yeah.
There's no saving this.
Nothing.
So you can turn it around, but it's only going down. That's the only way. It's all about what part of the ship goes down first if he wants to turn it around rather than going in the right direction.
I don't even think he can do that, The ship has sunk. It's not even like it's sinking. The ship has sunk for Thomas Frank. And he's got to realise that it's time to move on, or that, he doesn't even need to realise it. The club need to realise it, and the club need to drop that statement. That's all that needs to happen right now in the short term. Lizzie Coy says, now Spurs official, do it now. Come on, you Spurs. And that's Thomas Frank with his P45.
Yeah, replace the Arsenal Cup with a P45 is probably more worthy.
Yeah.
Something you should be holding for sure.
Absolutely. God.
That will be his lasting image, him in that Arsenal Cup.
Yep, it really will. Premier League points picked up in 2026. Spurs have the lowest of any team in the Premier League with 2 points. Down there with Burnley, who also have 2 points. Now West Ham have picked up more points than us in 2026. Wolves have more points than us in 2026.
Wolves, oh my God.
Forest and Leeds as well.
Wolves have more points than us in 2026. It's so pathetic.
Wolves, and this was a team that had 2 points nearly halfway through the season.
It's absolute pathetic.
No Context Tottenham saying, breaking news, Tottenham appoint new manager.
Thomas Levy. God, imagine. Levy in disguise.
Fat Thumbs says, Ipswich, no wins in 10, beat Spurs. Leicester, lost 7, beat Spurs, lost the next 8. Wolves, lost 5, point at Spurs, minutes from a win, lost their next 11. Bournemouth, no wins in 11, beat Spurs. West Ham, no wins in 10, beat Spurs. Burnley next, no wins in 13. Cowards.
God.
It's happening.
It's guaranteed we're losing that game. It's literally just guaranteed. We can't beat
with or without Frank.
It doesn't matter. Tottenham is the most powerful force at this football club.
Yeah.
He wields his, I don't know what you call it, stethoscope. And we ended up gifting 3 points to everyone. It's just madness.
His prescription book is like never ending when it comes to Spurs.
It's crazy. Even West Ham at home, who were in the relegation zone, even that game, it's just like nuts.
BLTHFC saying, I stopped listening to Frank's presses after he tried convincing us Monaco was a good display. Since October, I haven't listened to a word he says apart from reading quotes from here. Bloke's an elite waffler and he bores me to death. Can't imagine what the squad think of him. And you know what? That's kind of where I'm at. I can't remember the exact point or pinpoint the exact point I stopped listening to his press conferences, but I've said it for ages. Like, who cares what he says in press conferences? Like, I'm sick and tired of going through all the quotes and being like, oh, he said this. What can he mean by this? It means this. Like, who gives a shit, man?
At the end of the day, actions speak louder than words. No, but you know what? You say who gives a shit, but, it is important. Because look, Ange was able to keep people on side just from his words. I know he ended up getting sacked, but I'm saying there was a lot of people who backed him just because of things he said.
Yeah,
and but
Frank isn't saying these kind of things.
That's my point.
Yeah, but his press conferences are full of absolute waffle.
Yeah.
Like, so what's the point? Like, if you know that's what's going to happen, like, what's the point of reading into them? Like, I can't be asked anymore.
I'm just saying it is important, that kind of stuff, how you speak and what you're saying to the fans.
Of course it's important, but when you know what's coming and when you know what he's saying week in, week out, like, what's the point of listening anymore?
Yeah, fair enough. I hate listening to him, to be honest, but I do it. I still, put the word.
I know you do, because we go through it on here, and I'm just like so tired of it. I'm like, why are we even doing this? Like, it's just pointless.
I've never hate watched a press conference before. But
I see you like hate watching and bringing him up on every little word that he says. And it's just like,
imagine we've got to a level where hate watching press conferences. Imagine.
Yeah. Ollie says he's had a whole week to work with them, and this is what we get. Sacking him is too kind. Give Frank a season ticket.
he has to put up with the roster we have to put up with. But it's also absolutely true. It hasn't been mentioned enough. We had a whole week to prepare for this game because there's been a lot. I've even said it before. Like he struggled with 2 games a week, and with Brentford, that's something that he nearly didn't have to put up with. But he had a whole week to prepare for West Ham at home, and that's how he came out and started the game. That's a more indictment as well. Another indictment on him.
It's an abomination, man. Heard from Spurs saying the most damning piece of Thomas Frank is that not only has he lost faith in the leadership, but the players have lost faith as well. It is no longer a matter of will. It's a matter of when. Tottenham getting their ducks in a row. Yeah. It's 100% a matter of when, not will.
I think so. I think that I think any thought of him like still being in a job is it's only a slave execution at this point if he's still here after for Dortmund, because as I've said, once you get to this point, like it's about looking ahead now. It's about changing, because after every bad result, there's going to be a massive crisis and fallout. That when it gets to that point, you can't carry on because you're never going to fully turn it around, are you?
Yeah. You
can win the next 2, and then we lose another one again. You're back to crisis mode. You just can't keep doing that.
Yeah. Sky Sports News tweeted out these fellas today, saying these guys were on Sky Sports yesterday. Recognise them?
We were down at the training ground. By the way, people were saying, "Oh, why is Sky Sports calling these guys down?" Well, they didn't call us. We were just happened to be there.
They called us.
Sky Sports were there. Maybe look. Was there a reason we were at the training ground? Was there a reason we were called there? Is there stuff happening behind the scenes? Ben and Sim arrive at the training ground.
Simeone.
Amid speculation about Frank. Ben Simeone find themselves in the training ground. But yeah, look, go big up to Sky Sports. We were invited on there and gave our views. Although I don't know about the tagline, Tottenham fans debate whether Frank should still be in charge. Wasn't much of a debate.
There was no debate.
There was no debate.
There was no debate whatsoever. It was Tottenham fans give a damning indictment into Thomas Frank's tenure.
Also, I've seen a few people reacting to this in terms of saying, why don't you call out the board and stuff? We did, but they just didn't put that in.
Exactly.
Because we were there for we were both given 5 minutes, and they only included 30 seconds or something.
Yeah.
So there was more to what we said, but they didn't include the stuff we said about the board.
Both of us actually mentioned the board and why we're in this mess, and they didn't show it.
Oh, well, I did say in that clip, the mess is all Tottenham's fault, and by that I mean the board. It's not just But anyway, people say, "Well, you got a chance to speak and call out the board," but whatever, they didn't include that stuff.
Paddy Hartnett says even Liverpool fans want Thomas Frank sacked, and that's in Anfield Agenda
Exactly.
saying sack him tonight.
Even Anfield Agenda are on the case. I'm sure they're talking about Thomas Frank 100%.
Yeah. Football Confidential saying the worst manager in our history. I really like Thomas as a person and I feel sorry for him. He's a good coach and the club have let him down for sure, but enough is enough. This simply cannot continue. Look, we talk about the club letting down managers, right? I think in Thomas's case, I think we've let him down the least probably out of all the managers on that list.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's not like we haven't given him a good hand and he hasn't had a great hand to work with. But in terms of the club letting him down, I don't agree with that narrative compared to some of the other managers and compared to what the other managers have had to deal with. I think Frank has had a much easier ride, to be honest. If in other situations, he could have been sacked a lot earlier. He's been given 5 first-team signings since he's come in. He was given a good platform after winning that Europa League to kind of bounce off a good feeling within the squad. And he's a lot of the bad stuff is completely his own doing.
Yeah.
Completely his own doing. So
Absolutely.
I don't have as much sympathy for him as I do other managers, albeit it's not right. It's wrong to pull the whole thing on Frank and say it's all his fault and everything is down to him. It's not true, but I have a lot less sympathy for him than a lot of the other managers.
But 1.32 points per game. That's relegation.
Absolutely.
Brian Daigle says the truth at Spurs currently: squad bang average, coaching team bang average, recruitment beyond pathetic, board disgraceful. This isn't Tottenham Hotspur. This isn't a football club. It's purely a business. It's hard to disagree with that.
We just want to win more games more often. That's what we're told by the board. That's the goal.
And it's just getting less and less frequent to even get 3 points.
We're winning games less often.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, Brian. I think he's spot on, to be honest.
Moni THFC saying sacking Frank is not even 25% of the start of the solution. Lange has to go with him, otherwise Frank's sacking won't have the impact we need. Next up, the Guna and owners. We need a good manager, director of football, couple to start with. Won't happen. Current hierarchy have no clue. And that's the thing as well. It's just like, even sacking Frank, looking into the future, like, it's hard to think that we can actually even do anything positive.
I know, because that's a big problem, because I don't trust these guys who appointed him at all. I think their whole process is flawed, and if they're going to use the same process to appoint a successor, who says that process is going to be any better, and the results of that process are going to be any better? So I think whoever was in charge, they need to be sacked. But they're not going to sack themselves, are they? So that's a big problem. But the guys who are in charge of hiring Frank need to go. That's also imperative, because it's disgraceful how they've ended up in this situation.
Yeah. Timothy says, with this upcoming fixture list, we are massively in trouble unless we make changes. Get him gone. The thing is, right, even if we do make a change, we're still massively in trouble with that fixture list.
I know, it's
daunting, man.
Big problems with the fixture. I was saying to one of the callers came in, I was like, the only game we'll probably win is City, and there'll probably still be boos after that.
Yeah.
Because this is one game we don't want to win. But there you go.
Ben says 100% looking at his agent here. That's Conor Gallagher. Conor must be walking into this being like, what have I done, man? I had the opportunity to go to Aston Villa. They're in the title challenges
Frank
season.
Called him personally to convince him, and now he can be gone after one game.
Yeah. Cole Freegard says, one was a red, one didn't even go to VAR. All we ask for is consistency.
I agree with that. I was looking at the Dallo channel, and I was like, Xavi's one was not as bad as
Dallo's one was a stone cold red on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day of the week.
That was the frustration I had with Xavi's one. I'm not saying it was a good challenge, but like I would say you're going to see a load of challenges similar, and they're not going to go to VAR. Yeah, this one they pull up, and that's the frustration.
Yeah. Dr. Tottenham replying to our tweet of being outside the Hotspur way with Sky Sports, saying, could y'all possibly keep it down out there? I'm preparing for Burnley for their surgery.
Oh, God, Dr. Tottenham, man. We're getting trolled by Dr. Tottenham. He's tweeting us.
Yeah.
Someone distract him, please. Make sure this it's a botched surgery.
Yeah. This next one was interesting. Trevor Wright confronted Vivian Lewis at the West Ham game after the game, talking about the ownership structure and the manager, and she basically didn't want anything to do with it, and she just bottled off.
Yeah, she ran off, didn't she, in quick time? But I don't like it, but also, like, you know, at the end of the day, this is what they signed up for in a way. Like, you've got to expect some sort of backlash when things are as bad as they are. I'm not saying it's a right for him to confront her in any sort of aggressive manner like he seems to be doing. But like I'm not like. It's not like he's been violent or anything, but it's not
I don't think he did anything. I don't think he did anything wrong. It's not like he wasn't like overly aggressive or anything like that. He went up to her and was trying to open a dialogue. I don't think it was overly aggressive or anything like that.
I haven't really properly watched it. He shouldn't really be. Is he like shouting at her?
He's not really shouting.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything wrong, to be honest. Look, at the end of the day,
I commend him for what he did. These people need to be pulled up.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's got every right to, if he's just trying to talk to her, like, he's got every right to go over and just say, like, this is what I think and stuff. But if you, like, I'm just hesitant to support that kind of stuff because people take it the wrong way and then people start doing other things. But, like, I agree. Like, you know, going up and voicing any frustration in a calm manner and trying to, you know, understand what's going on, I think that's fair. And I think, look, at the end of the day, Vivian, she's taken the reins from Levy. He's taken a brunt of the criticism. Now she's in that position. When things are going just as bad, she's got to expect that there's going to be fans wanting to question what decisions they're making and all this kind of stuff and voicing their opinion. And
any fan should be able to you know, talk about the issues within the football club with people that are right there. You know, this guy, he's got a season ticket in the premium near where they sit, right? So the God knows how much he spends on his season tickets every year. He's well within his rights to do what he did yesterday, and I commend him for it.
I just want to make it clear, people just shouldn't go over the top of these things and start doing, shouting at people, making them,
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about here, because that's not what he did.
But that's what it can lead to. Is if you say, "Oh, so great," and then you say start commending these people for doing it, and then
but that's on them.
I agree. That's why I'm making it clear. People shouldn't do that. If you're looking at next time I see you, and I'm just going to go after her, you need to do it in a calm way.
Calm and measured, talk.
Which I think
there's nothing wrong with that. If it's aggressive, then obviously that's wrong.
Yeah.
But anything to do with calm and measured and voicing your frustrations, there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. And I commend what he did. And I think more fans should probably do that, to be honest. And more fans need to voice their frustrations at where it matters. Charlie Lloyd Thomas says 17th over the last 15 games, less points than West Ham or Leeds. Looking at the fixtures, we better change the manager or we could be in real trouble. The reality is we probably could be in real trouble whether we change the manager or not at this point.
2 points from Leeds now. They just seem to be on a roll. They've got momentum behind them. Forest, with Dyche in charge, they're always capable of picking up some results, albeit they've lost a lot of games, but you never know. They, as much as they could go on a losing run, which they went on, they could also go on a few game winning one. You never know as well. West Ham, is that going to give them a boost? That's the fear, isn't it? That win, is that going to give them a shot on the arm? Sometimes it just takes something like that, isn't it? How many times we've seen teams struggling, they just get that one win off their back, and then bam, they go on a 3 or 4 game winning run and drive themselves up the table. And if that starts to happen, we are in big, big trouble because, as you say, in the next month or so, I don't know where the win is coming from.
Yeah, absolutely. When you can't see a win at Burnley away,
I can't, honestly. I think
but I'm saying if you can't see a win at Burnley away, you're in deep, deep shit, basically, particularly with the fixtures that we have. Tom says this is a genuine problem because for years we saw the Sherwood era as a nadir, then 6th under Mourinho, then 8th under Conte, and assume it's a precursor to something good again. No guarantees at all. This could be for a long time.
That was the point. Our lowest point seems to be getting lower and lower until maybe is our lowest point going to be a relegation? Who knows? Because it seems to be, the dark times used to be Sherwood, as I was saying. That 6th under Sherwood was dark times. Now this is how far we've fallen now, where we're 14th, no end in sight about where we're heading, and that's now the new low. It seems to be just getting lower and lower where our lowest point is. Yeah,
it's so sad, man. It really is sad, and everyone will laugh it off, but I genuinely think we need to think about this relegation, because I think if we carry on the way we're going, it's a genuine possibility. It's not even a joke. It's genuine.
100%. If we lose to Burnley or don't even beat Burnley, if we get a draw, all it takes is West Ham to win a couple of games, really. Yeah. A couple of games in a row, they get a couple of wins. All of a sudden, that gap is now 4 points, and then we're in big shit.
Yeah.
This is this is not a crazy suggestion that we could get dragged into this at the moment at all.
Yeah. Sash says stupid club can't do anything right in response to this tweet saying fans always think their system has finally clicked when in reality they're just playing West Ham.
And yet we couldn't even have that. We didn't even have that little bit of joy of maybe things are turning around because we beat West Ham. We couldn't even have that.
God. And I was saying to you before the game, we'll probably beat West Ham, and I'll be coming on here saying, oh, yeah, we won a game, exactly. And you'll be saying, it doesn't matter, it was only West Ham.
It wouldn't have mattered. We didn't even win, though. We didn't even have that.
Jody says, look at what the Danish pastry has done to our captain.
Oh, yeah, he's seen completely... he seemed completely lost in that post-match. He's called it a tragedy, disaster, he called it. Which is different to what Frank was calling it after the game. But yeah, Romero, I mean, it must be desperate when Romero's coming out to do an English interview. Things are usually very bad when that happens.
Yeah. Nathan Clark saying, abysmal, but we're a good coaching appointment and a couple of good transfer windows away from being incredibly fun again. It is a hell of a lot closer than it seems.
I think that's also true. It always is closer than you're never too far away. And you're never too far away from things being good, and you're never also too far away from things being bad. It always kind of happens like that.
Well, that's definitely Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah.
I mean, but this is what I was saying before about the comparisons between the Sherwood reign to where we are now. You know, when we had Sherwood, there was nothing in sight. We were just like, we're on the way to absolutely nowhere. We're going to keep dropping and dropping. There is no future at this football club. We had players that didn't want to be there. Lo and behold, some of the players that didn't want to be there ended up being our best players under Pochettino. So we've got players right now that don't look like they want to be there, but under good management and a good philosophy and actually a plan, we could go somewhere.
Yeah, I agree. And I think we've got a lot of talent in this squad now. I'm not saying it's the best talented squad we've ever had or anything like that. It's far from it. Or even when it comes to in the Premier League right now, but there is talent there and people will just dismiss it because of how they're playing and how they look. And I think they're a lot better than that. I really do.
Midnight tweeted out saying, whichever youth coach made Cuti Romero defender Rob Football one of the greatest strikers of his generation. That goes for him and Mickey, to be fair.
Get Cuti up front, man. We should just get Cuti and Van der Ven up front.
Yeah, in the top two.
Just do it. Just up front.
Dragoshin Danso at the back.
Just get Romero to flick it onto Van der Ven, get him running in behind.
I'm down. I'm down. It can't be much worse than what we're seeing right now.
It's the only time we look dangerous was one of them going forward.
True. Kane from the lane saying he looks like he's about to generate a 0.4 XG at home.
Cillian Murphy doing his best Frankenstein. Absolutely brilliant. He's about to drop the dirtiest 0.4 XG you've ever seen.
Tetrunk is saying, if we can't beat West Ham at home, we have to start asking, where do we pick up points? Don't we? Big trouble.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's beyond concerning. It's beyond. We are in big trouble.
Jake says 0 wins, 2 draws, and 3 losses from this so far. Everyone can see how pathetic we are, yet Vinay wants to put out some corporate speak nonsense instead of admitting they've made a massive mistake. They both need to F off.
This is off the back of him saying pretty good opportunity to build some momentum here on the 28th of December. And that's fallen flat on our faces. Bloody hell. It was. I mean, look at the fixtures. Like, yeah, it's a good opportunity to build some momentum, but yeah, we fucked it.
George Achillia says, you simply cannot survive 30,000 fans booing you at full time and then clapping the players.
Is that what happened?
That's exactly what happened.
They clapped the players?
Yeah. So what happened is that Frank walked into the centre circle and started kind of walking towards the south stand. Massive boos. He walked back to the centre circle, then walked off the pit, walked into the dugout, boos until he got into the dugout, and then Bissouma and a few other players walked towards the stand to applause.
Wow, fair enough. So that's a clear message then.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, there are a lot of fans, blaming the players as well, but it seems though the players are not getting that much criticism maybe from the stands in the stadium.
Yeah. No context, Tottenham. This was Tim Sherwood's face as Spurs went 1-0.
God, when Sherwood's making that face, things are bad. Bloody hell, even when you got Sherwood feeling sorry for you. Oh, God.
Just bring Sherwood back, man.
Honestly, get him back. We're actually clamouring for Sherwood ball.
That's mad, isn't it? I would actually take Sherwood right now.
I would take Sherwood right now.
Tetrunk says, imagine the first he's magic,
Oh, man. Did it hit like crack? Oh, man.
This one saying Bissouma though.
It's the he's on the swing and the Tottenham team I think are the fire.
Yeah.
I think so pretty much. That's Tottenham in the second half.
Literally that second half I was just sitting there singing to myself and I'm the one that say I never want to see him in a Spurs shirt again.
Exactly. You want to rip up his contract now. Rip it up. She's screaming into the mic.
Spurs Global says Nuno has won the same amount of Premier League matches at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in the last 9 months than Spurs have.
That's crazy. That's just an insane stat, isn't it?
It is.
How is that possible?
It's embarrassing, man.
How is that possible?
Anas Ahmed says West Ham are 10 points off us and we're only 2 points ahead of Leeds, who was certain to go down not too long ago. The trajectory of this football club is actually scary now. What are we actually doing?
It's so true. Before, you're like, Leeds are probably going to go down. Like, we were pretty certain about it until before that run they went on.
Yeah.
Now
the manager was 2 games away from the sack.
And now they're 2 points behind us.
I know. And they're on the up and we're on the decline.
Yeah.
Like, by next week, they'll probably be us.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what their game's coming up, but bloody hell. They just had their tough run, didn't they?
Yeah.
And they got through it. And they're just winning games. They've got Everton away. They do have Everton away and Arsenal at home next couple games. Then Forest, Chelsea. They do have some tough games coming up, to be fair.
Yeah, but you still back them to get more points in that run than
Probably, the way they're playing.
Yeah. Jake Sanders, last one. West Ham's highest XG of any away game since August in 45 minutes. Embarrassing. And their first win since the 31st of August as well away from home.
I'm so glad that Frank has really tightened up our defence, made us much better defensively, given West Ham their best XG in 45 minutes. But Frank would say, yeah, but look, it was so much better defensively than we were last year. Yeah, great. Honestly.
God,
you know,
I'm seeing a few suggestions in the chat saying that there's going to be a 6 o'clock appointment announcement.
Well, where does that come from?
Where does that come from, people?
Is that just hope, or is there anything into that? Someone's already mocked up a fake thing. Club announcement: Thomas departs. Someone's clearly mocked up a fake.
Have they?
Here.